It's only the second set of episodes and I already feel like I've fallen dramatically behind. Personally, I blame Formula 1 and Crunchyroll. I read that their Encouragement of Climb license was expiring on Monday, and so I had to rush to finish the series before I lost access to it. And whilst I'm glad I did, that's put me on the back foot in terms of writing these reviews. I've managed to watch a whole lot of new series, however, and have my thoughts on 4 more today, as I take another look at the 2017 Autumn Anime Preview, from a different perspective. I mentioned in my Yu Yu Holder review how this season is one of anime sequels, and never is that truer when looking at the third series of a foodgasm extravaganza, that is, Food Wars. Food Wars, the third plate, takes us back into the life of Soma Yukihira, shortly after the events of the second season. Now confusingly for people who don't keep abreast of the OVAs, there's actually a missing chapter here, as the top 8 from the autumn elections were invited to a special event to meet the Elite 10. They do make reference to it in the episode, and they don't really have everything unexplained. But it would have been nice to have that episode in particular available online, rather than being exclusive to Japanese manga release. And so, we get to a meat of the episode, and again, as you'd expect from a foodie anime, it's a delicious and succulent meat of the episode. Soma is all hyped up after meeting the Elite 10, hoping that he can find a way to join their ranks, and get recognised as one of the best chefs at Totsuki Academy. It just so happens that one of the 10, Tomonori Kuga, agreed to accept any challenge from them, but only if they can show that they can compete with them first. So in order to get a chance to beat him and take his seat, you need to beat him in something else first. And that is Soma's goal, with a perfect opportunity presenting itself almost immediately with the start of a school festival. Being with Totsuki Academy, this isn't any normal school festival, however. Students are allowed to set up their own food stalls serving world-class foods to the attendees. From classic festival grub to Michelin star level high cuisine. And again, being with Totsuki Academy, failure is never an option, with a risk of expulsion if you lose money. Not that Soma is aware of any of this, and he pushes forward in challenging the mighty Sichuan cuisine of Kuga's Chinese Research Society. Can Soma beat the genius of Sichuan cuisine on his own turf? Who knows? But I'm sure it's going to be an exciting series of events, one way or the other. Really, your mileage of Food Wars, the third plate, will rely heavily on if you watched the first 2 series. If you did, you don't really need me telling you whether or not you want to watch it. There's a high chance you'd be wanting to watch this anyway. If you didn't, then why are you listening to this review? There's not much chance you want to watch this show if you've not watched season 1 or 2 before it. But should you go back and watch the first 2? Oh, for sure. Food Wars is a great show, and while it does borrow a lot of shonen tropes straight from the recipe book, it stands up head and strong, powerful ahead of the weaker shows. On top of that, who knows, you may learn something about food, and food is good. Food Wars, the third plate, is served up weekly from Crunchyroll. Short anime series are becoming a major part in any anime season, and this autumn is no different in that respect. The first short series starting this month is Love is Like a Cocktail, a 3-minute long episode about a beautiful office worker and a secret life outside of work. I don't know what's so secret about it, but apparently our leading lady Chisato doesn't want her work colleagues to know what she's like when she's drinking. There's really not a whole lot to talk about with this show. It's not because it's forgettable, it's just because it's so short. We have 3-minute episodes, and so you only get snippets of our characters. But one thing I will say, in this show's favour, is it has a correct balance for an anime short series. So many anime shorts are too hyper about getting their message across in such a short amount of time, to a further extent that in some series it feels like the chipmunks have had too much coffee and want to squeeze too much information into not enough time. Other anime shorts can be too subdued, or too focused on one plot point. I can understand when a series has a single punchline and works towards it, but working towards that single punchline every week, with the same story, can get a little bit boring. Thankfully, Love is Like a Cocktail is neither of these things, as it balances the silliness with characters that you want to know more about. Like our leading lady Chisato, a beautiful office worker, eager to help her colleagues with their problems. However, when invited to drink after work, she politely declines. Could this be because she can't handle a drink? Or maybe she just really hates everybody? No. It's because she's a yandere. A drunken dara, if you will. She's quite distant and professional until she has a little drink. And then suddenly she gets all warm and cuddly and doesn't want her work colleagues to see a bit like this. The soft love between herself and a loving husband is really sweet. And hearing Eri Kitamura as an adorable and beautiful drunk woman is a delight to any ear. And you also can get intoxicated on this fun too, over at Crunchyroll. Shows about cute girls doing cute things have become a regular staple of genre of shows in recent years, and a genre that I eagerly anticipate every 3 months, and rarely disappointed by. It should come as no surprise then, that when I saw the premise for Konohana Keaton, a big part of me smiled. What makes Konohana Keaton stand out is it's not just about a cute girl doing a cute thing. It's also about girls who are at work. It's a girls at work show, a bit like Shirobako and Hanasaku Iraha. In fact, it's also set in a traditional inn, so it sort of blends Hanasaku Iraha together with Is the Order a Rabbit? Is the Order a Fox Girl, if you will. I'm kind of getting distracted from a main point here, because Konohana Keaton is a cute show about fox girls who work in a traditional inn. The main character is a single fox girl, Yuzu. She is a new staff member. Now, having a main character being new to a job is a classic way to introduce a lot of new characters in a short span of time. It also allows the audience to get an overview on what the job at a glance is going to be. There's no real reason to tell us what everything does, because we get to sit down and learn along the same sort of path that Yuzu does, and so we're never behind her in any one way or another. Now Yuzu, she's actually a hard-working but quite unsure girl. She's dropped off the inn by her guardian and left to her own devices really. Now her guardian's not irresponsible, she's loving and caring, but for some reason she's dropped off of the inn. I'm sure we'll get more of that story later on if we need to. She's left in the care of Kiri and Satsuki, with 2 senior attendants. Kiri is a head attendant, and as well as being a world-class saber lookalike, she's a kind but a bit of a meddler in a good way. She helps her attendants open up and do the best they can do by pushing them together in certain ways and putting them with other people if need be. Satsuki, meanwhile, is a firm, controlling attendant. She knows how things must be done and doesn't like things done out of the ordinary way. She means well, but it can come across as mean or rigid. She actually reminds me a lot of Natsuki Kuga from My Hime and My Otome. She's a bit inflexible, but very adorable once you break through her shell, I'm sure. Throw in the energetic girl Natsume, the perfectionist cute girl Ren, and the childlike Sakura. And you're a fun bunch of fox girls. I'm sure we're going to know more about the other 3 later on. Now I'm not quite sure what kind of angle we're going to take with Konohana Keaton. Some shows like this give us challenges, trials and tribulations. Others just let the cute girls do the cute things. Whatever they'll do will give us an idea on what we're planning for the series, but it will be cute regardless. And it'll be cute every week, over on Crunchyroll. Anime series can be adapted from all manner of sources. Most common are those based on light novels and manga, but there have also been video game adaptations, movie spin-offs, and all manner of other things like that. And so Urahara jumps in from a completely different angle, being based on the Crunchyroll original webcomic Park Harajuku Crisis Teen. Now that being based on a Western published webcomic is a bad thing. Having seen the first episode of the anime, it's no less of a series because of it. And if anything, the excellent Ruby series shows how Western animation can have excellent shows. Unlike Ruby, Urahara is actually an anime instead of just being inspired by it. We're kind of getting into controversial topics at this point. I know how strongly people feel about what is and what isn't an anime after all. Urahara is about 3 girls who work in a fashion boutique, hidden in the back streets of a Harajuku. Park, as the fashion boutique is called, is quite an eclectic place, where the girls can seemingly do whatever they want, and so we don't really dig too much into detail. I'm not going to go into too much detail either. Our lead girl this time is Rito, a sleepy looking stylish girl who lives with her grandmother and likes cats. For some reason, she has demon horns, but again, that never really becomes a factor, so I'm not going to linger on it. Although I did look it up and it is just a headband. That bugged me for the longest time actually. She travels to work on a skateboard, and through a series of stylish cuts and camera angles, she reaches Park. There we meet her 2 friends. Mally is seemingly the most normal of the girls, if only because she's the one who doesn't have something strange on her head. She's apparently the most likely to be held back a year at school, I guess they're in school maybe, and is checking out material swatches in the store, lightly deciding what fabric to use in an upcoming design. Meanwhile, there's a second friend, Kotoko. She has cat ears, and is always tapping away on a tablet. These are definitely young girls of a modern age. And so one thing leads to another, as they do in this type of series, and we get to invading aliens. Why aliens? Because aliens. Apparently they want to absorb the culture of other worlds, as they don't have any of their own. Harajuku is next on their target list. Not if our Harajuku girls have anything to do about it, and with the appearance of a way for them to become superheroes to save the day, they do have some way to stop them. After watching Urahara, I'm left with a huge number of questions. I'm not quite sure what I just watched, but it wasn't offensive. I enjoyed it, but it's not something I'll go out my way to watch. Will I watch more of it? I might give a few episodes a try. Feels to me like it's trying a bit too hard to be stylish. Kinda ironic given the subject matter at hand, right? If you want to watch Urahara yourself, unsurprisingly, given its origin, it's over at Crunchyroll. So, what did you think? I'm quite surprised at just how positive this episode was. I don't plot these episodes out like this to put some of the shows together. I'm actually releasing these in air date order, so it's just a coincidence that these 4 shows ended up together. A happy coincidence. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. If you want to see my next preview, then be sure to subscribe and leave me a like and comment on your thoughts on these shows too. Thanks very much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.